political economy is notorious for needing to have fictions for its operation, otherwise it becomes truly mathematically arbitrary. One of the first philosophers of political economy, Jeremy Bentham, wrote a whole detailed book called Theory of Fictions. Hardly read anymore because hardly anyone wants anyone to know that there's a lot of readability about this. One can be learned about this. So there is a great deal that comes out of this. What came out of Bentham was a thing called, in philosophy, utilitarianism. And John Mill and his son, John Stuart Mill, great philosophers of this. And Bentham and the Mills, quite a beautifully presented thing that what we should have is the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people, but we have to have a way of calculating it, and it should be on the good life which is measurable by things which are economically desirable. And this, of course, angered some philosophers like Karl Marx, and so you got a false war front that came into play because of confusion. And the confusion is not between this or that ideology, but that all ideologies are false. They are false in structure. They're not applicable. They distort in a very recognizable way, and we've long since worked out the math that can be shown. So that it is absolutely suicidally foolish to keep thinking that one is getting educated when the old ways of education are irrelevant. Not that they're all irrelevant. There's a lot of greatness, but it's not put into any kind of harmonic, which is analytically and critically able to be refined and improved. One of the great examples of it is going to the moon. The mathematicians that ran the Apollo program realized that you can't just go from the Earth to the moon. You have to go by an almost infinite peeling of frames of referent coordinates in time-space in order to get the trajectory so that it is real enough so that you go from the Earth to the moon and get from there to here and back. There's no highway plan with road signs that will work. You have to have an algorithmically refined, self-corrective course that constantly modifies itself to the reality of the situation. And there are many, many transforms beyond that of Fourier, for whom he received decorations like a general from the Napoleonic government for discovering this series of mathematical transforms. And now with things like, there must be 200 or 300 transforms.